Chris Bosh, the third star to Miami's Big Three, the role player that LeBron and Dwayne Wade carried, rebounder and defensive specialist. You think that's Chris Bosh? Okay, I have to have a better understanding that not everyone has watched the NBA for 15 years and some have only watched LeBron in a Lakers uniform. So I guess I have to educate and expand the knowledge of the misinformation that's been going around. Let's go back to 2003. The Raptors are being led by a diva superstar that would bring them to a 24-58 record. They do end up, however, with the 4th overall pick. They needed anything to somehow convince Vince Carter to stay in Toronto. And what better time to do so with the 03 draft coming up? Maybe LeBron can. No, he can't. You can still hopefully get Carmelo or Dwayne Wade. Raptors pick Bosh at number 4, and the egg has hatched. In his first 2 seasons, he does pretty mediocre with Vince still being the number 1 option on the team. He puts up 11 points and 8 rebounds in his rookie season. Pretty mediocre. Nothing to really glaze over on about his rookie year. In his 3rd season, something would happen that would completely change the trajectory of Chris Bosh's career. Vince Carter got the fuck up out of Toronto.
Want to be a great player, I have to step up one day and take on the responsibility. So some way I'm going to have to, take on that responsibility.
The Raptors now have a young star to turn to. Less team drama. The coach Sam Mitchell can finally focus on building around Bosh, the perfect ingredients for a young player to finally flourish. And at the start of the 2005-2006 season, Chris Bosh would lead the Toronto Raptors to a 0-9 start. An old Jalen Rose and a rookie Jose Calderon, which just wasn't exciting enough of a backcourt. Yeah, fuck winning. Chris Bosh got his. Play the clips. Boom! That's on your head. Watch out. See that one more time. Catch on the block, one dribble. Bah! That's tough. Oh, I got a Chinaman on me. Reverse you. You're too small. You're way too small. Hey! I got the Chinaman on the block. He goes yi, I go yang. See you later, Chinaman. On the block, pump fake you. Bah! Or tie. Why you jumping? Kobe shimmy, pump fake. Hey, that's on your head too. Come over here. Go baseline. Oh, that's 2 of you too. God damn, that's for game. Drop this one quickly in there. On the baseline again, spin move. Yeah, I don't know why you jumping with the dinosaur. Not only did he go on to average 22 and 10, he would make his first All-Star game at only 21 years old. The Raptors weren't good by any means, but in my opinion, I think that's the most important ingredient needed for a young star to develop. Raptors would finish the season 27-55 with one of the worst records in the league. So bad Raptor fans were blessed with the number 1 overall pick in 2006. This is exciting. Toronto doesn't have the ability to sign free agents, so this is the perfect opportunity to pair your young star with another young, exciting player, like what the Boston Celtics did with Jason Tatum and Brown. A 33-year-old Jalen Rose being your small forward and second option, and there's a reason why Kobe dropped 81 on him. So this is the perfect time to draft a wing player to pair with your 6'11 power forward. Brandon Roy, the 6'6 shooting guard averaging 20 points in college, he can also handle the ball. Or Rudy Gay, the 6'9 small forward who can shoot over anyone in the post. Any of these 2 players would have fit so nicely next to Bosh. Oh my god, Masai. Or if you want to be the modern day Tim Duncan and Duncan Robinson, pair Chris Bosh up with LaMarcus Aldridge. Bosh could develop with Aldridge as they were both bigs that could pass and shoot. And with the number 1 pick in the 2006 NBA draft, the Toronto Raptors select Andrea Bargnani, that Italian guy who is the perfect person to star in a Primo Pasta commercial. The reason why Twin Towers work is because the players look like twins. See Duncan Robinson and Tim Duncan, Hakeem Olajuwon and Ralph Sampson? They're twins. What twin features does Andrea and Chris Bosh have? These look like twins to you? But even Bosh said the Raptors should have selected LaMarcus Aldridge due to the fact that there was already a European on the team. And in that time, in 2007, the NBA has not implemented a diversity culture yet. Anyways, we will see how Italian Dirk pans out. At the start of the 2006-2007 season, Chris Bosh would grow his dreads out and shit was looking scary for the league.
Bosh jab step, now drive, strong, reverse slam! He comes down and throws it down!
He would improve on his breakout season, averaging 22 and 10 and making an All-NBA second team and being 5th in MVP voting. Wait a minute, the Raptors are doing really well this season. They're actually going kind of crazy. Could Bargnani be responsible for the Raptors having 47 wins this year? Nearly double the wins from last year? Nah! It was accumulating key role players like TJ Ford, who was a borderline all-star point guard, and sharpshooter Anthony Parker, who shot 44% from 3. I know real day one Raptors fans know about Anthony Parker. The Raptors finally were able to build the right pieces around Bosh, and a real threat in the East was emerging. The 2007 playoffs. The only two teams ahead of the Raptors in the standings were the Detroit Pistons with Chauncey Billups and the Cleveland Cavs, led by drafty peer LeBron James. Raptors were good, right? Except they had to face ex-Raptor icon Vince Carter and the New Jersey Nets. They also knew exactly what this man was capable of. Can the Raptors' new fling beat out the ex that broke everyone's heart? Game 1 tips off in Toronto and the fans would boo Vince every chance they got.
Vince Carter. And from California, 6'4" guard at number 5.
Creating a hostile environment in which Vince Carter would have to prove that he could handle the pressure. Down 3-1 in an elimination game, Raptors were not going out soft. They would go on a crazy first quarter run, ending the first quarter 33-13. The Raptors closed the game out 98-96. Head back to New Jersey. This would be an intense game going back and forth all the way to the end. Bosh would have 23 points, 9 assists, 7 rebounds, and 3 blocks. With 22 lead changes and 13 ties, the game would come down to the wire. With a minute left by 1, the Raptors would call a timeout. They look to go to Chris Bosh.
Oh, you got to post Bosh. You see, Jason Kidd, they got to him too late. Now he has it over Collins for the lead.
Bosh would hit this go-ahead shot to take the lead 97-96, and the Raptors have a chance to be the 8th team to come back from a 3-1 deficit, and they're going back home. Except Rich Jefferson hits this layup, and the Nets would win the series 4-2. The Raptors season would come to an end. The Nets eventually lost to LeBron James in 5 games, so nothing would have changed. This was the Raptors and Chris Bosh's best chance at making a deep playoff run, as the following year, the Raptors would exit in the first round to Dwight Howard's Orlando Magic. But it was just too big. And it was after losing to the Magic, I started watching the NBA. I started watching basketball in the 2008-2009 season, and honestly, so grateful to have an all-star player on my city's team. Chris Bosh will continue to produce crazy numbers with his final year in Toronto, averaging as much as 24 and 11. It was just straight double-double machine. He had such a nice left-handed elbow jump shot. I thought that shit was going in every time. Crazy footwork in the post. The only thing I would say about Chris Bosh was that he was a bit soft. He came with his personality too. I'd have been too humble. With dread-headed Bosh in a Raptors camo jersey, that's top 5 all time in my opinion. You had Jose Calderon or Jarrett Jack being your second best player. And on July 10th, 2010, Chris Bosh was signed with the Miami Heat for 6 years, $120 million. Kind of a funny story, but at that time I thought that was how much Bosh would pay to play the Heat, to play for the Heat. I was sad that day. I mean, any kid would be if their star player left their team. I was excited for Bosh to team up with Dwayne Wade, my second favorite player at the time. I was really considering switching sides, but then LeBron joined the team as well. And yeah, after researching for this video, I realized how important playoff success is for your legacy as a player. The reason Bosh probably never gets the respect he deserves is because he never won in a playoff series by himself. But it was still sick knowing your team would have an all-star player every single year. Charlotte fans probably have the same perception with Kemba Walker, Nuggets with Carmelo, Pelican fans with Anthony Davis. I'm definitely over-glorifying a star that was on a trash team, but these stars were important for these cities' fan bases. I don't know if I'd watch the NBA growing up if I needed to believe in a primo pasta activist to lead my team to an NBA championship. It's the hope that Chris Bosh gave Raptors fans. Maybe just one perfect free agent signing. Maybe just one super underrated lottery pick. Maybe just the right head coach, and Chris Bosh can lead the rest of the way. Chris Bosh didn't do anything for the Raptors, but I'm still an NBA fan 14 years later because of him.